What's going on, everyone? So, why am I making this video? Maybe to come from my personality, to talk about something, but I guess I have to make a point. And I was thinking, why am I going to make this video? Because I want to have some point. And that's exactly my point, is that these podcasts have no point. They're full of shit. I don't care who it is. Before we even get to talk about the matters of the subject and the popularity of podcasters, I want to go over something real quick. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. It values me because you won't find this realness barely anywhere else. Maybe a smidget somewhere else. You know, podcasts to me are for, I'm not hating on anybody, and I'm not trying to degrade the podcast as a whole, but seemingly at the same time, it seems like I'm going to do that. Podcasts, the people that are doing the podcast, I would go as far as 9 times out of 10, but I would even say it's a higher percentage, probably like 97 out of 100%, are boring people trying to scramble for some higher intelligence, but more so a fan base and audience, and trying to be something that they're not. All these podcasters, even like local ones and just all around to the big leagues, to the megastar podcasters, which I'm probably sure you're familiar with or know about, they're boring people trying to be not boring. Who would have guessed? There's a bunch of things I want to say on this, but you can't change that, first of all. And it's just so cheesy. Oh, come on my podcast. I'm going to ask you a bunch of random questions where I don't really get to the answers. And ultimately, they're full of shit. They have no real meaning. If anything, they're beating around the bush, especially the major ones. Now, is there some podcasts out there that have meaning? Yeah, for sure. But it's just like, even then, first of all, they're super long podcasts. No one has time, and no one wants to watch a 2-hour wannabe documentary. It's pretty much like an interview, but an interview would be nice, not a podcast. I don't even know who has time to do this. And again, I'm not hating on this or judging on this, but these podcasts are not really adding value. And again, they're just super lucrative and cheesy. I do think podcasts are the future. Why? Because they take the energy, they take the dictation out of the industries and the corporations. They don't have the power anymore. Instead of people just giving them all the power. Yeah, just giving them all the power. Now the podcasters do have power. But here's the problem. One, they're super cheesy people. I wanted to say I threw this jacket back on and I wore it for like a day or two, and yeah, I'm a dirty little boy. It's inevitable if you're boring. And Again, I'm just questioning what's the point of them really doing the podcast? Oh, I want to get an audience. I want to gain people's attention. And I don't have nothing to offer. But I want to be popular. I want to act like as if I'm cool, as if I fit in with it. Most of the people that I see doing the podcasters, they're not someone with brilliance and wisdom. They're the boring people, that popular person that has no authenticity, giving or credibility really about them. For example, I just seen this, and this is what really prompted me to make this video. And like I said, there probably are some truth podcasts out there, but and what do you call a podcast? Because there's some people just basically going on for 2 hours, which is not really a podcast, but it's better. And yeah, and I bet there's so many podcasts out there. But again, the major ones and the ones you hear about are giving you just nonsense. Absolutely. I can only believe that the people listening to this are full of nonsense themselves. You're running and you want to listen to someone speak for 2 hours on a podcast? For what? To have them rambling on and go in this trap of cynical ego that never ends? Someone speaks for 2 hours, what is there to take away from that? You might remember 15 minutes. The life-changing thing there might only be a minute that you remember or take away. And so Joe Rogan, and he interviews or does a podcast. Oh my God. And that's another thing I'll get to in a second about the porn stars and the pornography. Joe Rogan interviews Dwayne Johnson, an actor, one of the biggest actors. Okay. First of all, it's all coming out now about the Hollywood cults. They've been going on all this time. We can go deeper into this, but there's no need to. First of all, Dwayne Johnson showed his true colors in Maui once the fires of Maui, the fake fires of Maui, that was more of a terrorist attack, which I'm not going to get into that, but that's what it was. Dwayne Johnson was with who? Oprah Winfrey. Okay, Oprah Winfrey is definitely on the devil's side. We don't have to discuss this. She's on the devil's side. Dwayne Johnson, she was with Oprah Winfrey in Maui right after it happened, saying we need donations. Oh, who do you need donations from? All the other actors and celebrities that are in the cult? Or wow, Oprah Winfrey, I think, is a billionaire. A billionaire. Who do you need donations from? Who? Let me know. It's the same thing when the industry and the corporations, same thing. They always make you pay for all the things that you slave for or protest for. What do I mean by this? A great example is people want to recycle and reuse. This is a local thing. Recycle, and they want to use brown bags. They don't want to use plastic bags anymore. That's great. But guess what happened? All these people complaining, or whether they planned it all along, all these corporations, what ended up happening is everyone or their plan wanted to get the brown bags, stop the plastic bags and the littering and whatever. First of all, they're the one that gave us the plastic bags. This is easy thinking, caveman thinking. 2, they did give us eventually brown bags, as it used to be back in the day, but no one knows. Old people tell me all the time. They give us brown bags. They went from free plastic bags to making you pay for the recycled brown bags. It's just a slam in your face. As they're mocking you and laughing at you. And they continue to do. So Dwayne Johnson is with Oprah Winfrey. Together probably have billions of dollars, 2 billion, millions of dollars. Okay? So how are these people who have hundreds of $1,000,000, hundreds, billion, they're asking for donations in Malawi on camera. Wow. Talk about not knowing what you're doing. But people are so excluded from this and deluded, they don't even know. Why are they in the world asking for money? Who are you asking money from? Most people are barely even getting by. Who are they extracting money from? That's unbelievable. They have enough money to go down there and change the whole entire place. The whole entire place. I mean, I don't know the whole value of the island, but it seems like Oprah Winfrey in herself could buy the whole island and start a beautiful place. Who else stays down there? Mark Zuckerberg. Who else got property down there? Dave Chappelle. But Dave Chappelle's probably on more so I don't even know at this point. Doesn't even matter. How many celebrities are invested in property down there from the locals, which are Hawaiians, Native Americans, that lived off the land, that got pushed off the land, and now with all these people that got high-paying money, they can literally just go down there and feed everybody, build a system where everybody lives for free unlimitedly with the money that they have, and still have money left over. And people could literally sustain themselves for free, and it could be a free world down there. Literally. And that could be anywhere. But that's not happening. So Joe Rogan brings this, at this point, what are we going to call him? Dwayne Johnson, an actor, and literally an actor about his whole life. And it's just like, what's the point? What's he going to talk about? You know what I mean? What does he have to say? Nothing. What does Joe Rogan have to say? Nothing. Just a bunch of nonsense to roll your mind around for 2 hours. Nothing to really take away. And the only people that should be doing podcasts is people with wisdom or comedians. There's nothing else. Everything else is a shill that they like to use. I mean, again, these people that are very boring, and it's not even that some of these people are bad, quote unquote. I feel like podcasts they want to bring the best out of people, but you can't do that from a person that's very boring. You can't make them unboring. They have to do that to themselves, is what I'm getting at. Another thing would be, I'm not sure I don't listen to these people because if they were interesting, I would. It'd be more so the interviewee, the person that they bring on, I would listen to. Again, I wouldn't want to listen to it for hours anyway. It's too long. I have shit to do during the day, and any content creator knows this. And I don't even want to consider myself a content creator either, but whatever. What I'm saying is pornography and bringing porn stars on a lot of podcasts, it draws in a lot of guys. Okay. Yeah, I had to shut that door, so what? What are these porn stars going to say? They're already rich. They already have publicity. Bringing them on their podcast is just going to expand their fame. Maybe for both sides, yeah. But what is the ultimate point of it? There is none. It's absolutely garbage. Garbage. And it's a waste of time. Do you not see it? It's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. And at the end of the day, comes down to a distraction. I mean, why bring a porn star on there, pornography, when it's ruining a lot of people's lives, for sure. I'm not saying it doesn't help people's lives either. Obviously, it helps the porn star's life. But how much more credibility, publicity does a porn star need when they're already making a great deal amount of money? And also famous, celebrity, whatsoever. And then you need to be on a podcast? For what? Nonsense is our lives, and they're filled with it. And at the end of the day, after we get past the landfill, there'll be a big sign up there saying, "We gotcha." Distractions, dystopia, before we get to the real utopia. Have a nice one.